So yes, thank you very much for joining me on another Janome HQ Instagram Live. My name is Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada, and welcome to another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Hello, O'Leary 999999999. Hello. Oh, and Cheryl's here. Oh, perfect timing, Cheryl. I'm just about to wave and spin the camera around. Just about to reveal, Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. What could we be talking about today? So, well, how about, as I mentioned, for Christmas gifts, how about this fabulous Janome scissor set? Wouldn't that be gorgeous? Beautiful red Janome. A scissor for every purpose. Oh, there's some very handy tweezers. This is one of those surgical seam rippers with the super sharp blade. These are some extra blades there, super sharp blade. So that's why they have the cover. But again, wouldn't these be gorgeous for under your tree? So that would be cool, you know, and certainly some of these, those in particular, come in very handy for our machine that I'm talking about today. But again, scissors for every purpose. So what could we be talking about today? Oh, you saw Tanya's cute little post with some stitching. There's a couple of little clues there. So what is our machine today? It is the fabulous, hello Cindy, good to see you. The fabulous CoverPro 1000 CPX. Now, we have 3 CoverPro machines, the CPX 900, the CPX 1000, which is the machine I'll be demoing with today, and the CPX 2000. But what they do, they look kind of like a serger that you'll see. There's that telescoping thread stand similar to a serger. It takes 4 spools of thread. In this case, the CPX 1000 and CPX 2000, they each have 3 needles, whereas the CPX 900, you can see it there on the back of my shelf, is the CPX 900 has 2 needles and a looper, so therefore it needs 3 spools of thread. So the CPX 1000 uses 4 spools or cones of thread. Hello, everyone. And what this fabulous machine does, it's kind of like a serger, but specifically it will finish off the edge, your hem edge, and do beautiful stitching on the other side. So depending on what you're wearing today, look at the hemline or look at the sleeves of your shirt, and you may have, or look at the hems of your, if you're wearing like a tracksuit or leggings, look at the hem, and chances are you will see this. It looks like a serger stitch all around on the one side, and then you'll see in this case, because I've got 3 needles with my CoverPro CPX 1000, then we've got 3 needles on typically this would be the right side and that would be the wrong side. But certainly with the athletic and leisure wear, or athleisure wear as we call it, maybe you want this to be the right side of your garment and you want to show that stitching. This would be great for, again, like polar fleece, for like hoodies, for example, that maybe you want to expose this. This doesn't have to be the wrong side. So it's entirely up to you. Do you want to see the needles, or do you want to see like that serger stitch? So yes, with the CoverPro machine, you can hem your finished projects here. Use it in tandem with your serger. Some people think, one replaces the other. Well, no, I equate the CPX CoverHem machines as your microwave. You didn't get rid of your conventional oven. Or maybe you did, but you didn't get rid of your conventional oven, but you got a microwave to work in tandem with it, so it's quicker and easier. So in this little sample, again, you can choose which side you want to see for your hem, either the needle side or, again, that kind of like ladder serger stitch. Very casual. But again, a t-shirt like this, again, very quick and easy. This is a Jolie pattern. And Jolie is a pattern company from Montreal. They are one of our Janome Canada artisans. So you can check out the Janome Life blog. Jolie is spelled Jalie. And they're, again, from Montreal, so proudly Canadian. And they do a lot of fabulous patterns of all varieties, but especially, again, for serger, for knit patterns, they're great. And this is really a men's t-shirt, but I don't have a male mannequin here. This is one of our artistic dress forms that you can pick up from your Janome dealer. That, you know, the base there, and great if you're going to hem anything to fit. You can get them in a variety of sizes, but this t-shirt here, again, there's my triple needle done on my CPX 1000, or CPX 2000 also has 3 needles. So they are finished, my beautiful hem edge, so I didn't have to finish the edge of the fabric first and then do my stitching. I did all that stitching all in one application. So it makes it super fast, super easy, and very professional. And here's on the sleeves as well. Very professional. And again, look at the garment that you're wearing. I'm wearing my little red, polo Janome shirt that I always wear. It is finished exactly like this. You'll see in the side seam, there is the underarm seam is finished on the serger. It was constructed on the serger, my 4-thread serger, the AT2000D. And then after the whole body of the garment was constructed, I used the CPX, either again 2000 or the CPX 1000 with the 3 needles, or the CPX 900 has 2 needles, but it'll still finish it off beautifully. So yes, you can finish off all your hems that way, or there's certainly lots you can do. I have got so much to show you. So how about using your CPX machine, your cover hem machine, not only to finish your hems in a variety of fabrics too. It doesn't always have to be knits. Now this is some like scuba knits, thicker knits, and again with 3 needles, but that's all beautifully finished. And typically, again, we're going to cover that raw edge, so that's all beautifully finished. Or we can also use it on, this is woven fabric, regular cotton fabric. And here I didn't quite go over the edge of my hem. I serged very close up to that hemline. So you can again position it however you wish. Or, on sometimes on this sample, what I do, again, there's my beautiful, this is ideal for knits because, again, look at that stretch. So with all 3 needles there, look, I still have that stretch built in to the hem, so I don't have to worry about any stitches popping. But, sometimes as I'm hemming, and I want to leave, like there's my deep hem, but I'll do my line of stitching slightly more shallow from that. So then I come in and I can trim off my hem edge nice and even like that. So then that makes hemming a little easier. And again, you can get right up to that line of stitching. Now, then nothing is going to ravel by doing it that way too. So you can do your hems that way. This is ideal to use these fabulous mini duckling scissors that are now available from your fabulous Janome dealer. They come in the blister pack. Ooh, they come in the blister pack like this. I've shown them many times now on Janome HQ Instagram Live because I absolutely love them. They're 4-inch mini duckling applique scissors is how they're suggested to be used, marketed to be used. Great for embroidery because of the offset handles, so you can get right down to your embroidery and trim your threads, or again, great for in the hoop applique. I demonstrated that for it was the 230E, back in the Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. The 230E episode is when I debuted these fabulous scissors. So you can go back to review that presentation on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. But so these scissors, again, ideally for embroidery or again in the hoop applique, or when you're going to trim your hem with your CPX fabric or CPX machine, because of that duckbill on the bottom there, I don't have to worry that I'm going to trim my bottom layer of fabric. That duckbill is helping to prevent that from happening. So then I can easily trim off my hem there. So that's a great use for these scissors. And when you're on our Janome Canada website, and again, regardless of where you are in the world, if you go to the janome.ca website, the Janome Canada main website, in the offers and promotions tab, you will see Tanya's cute little drawing of the mini duckling. So Tanya, our parts, notions, and accessories coordinator, drew this, and our fabulous educator Celine from Montreal digitized this. So there, and with the fabulous editing capabilities of many of our Janome embroidery machines, I was able to increase the size. So the mini duckling isn't so mini anymore, but they're so adorable. So these are free embroidery designs from janome.ca. And again, so long as you have a USB port in your embroidery machine, you too can embroider your little mini duckling to go with your fabulous mini duckling scissors. So that is a great use for your hems. But in addition to hems, maybe if I'm going to put on this beautiful lace onto this cute little camisole here, because the lace has this scalloped edge on it, you wouldn't want to do just a regular seam, because then you'd miss all that scallops, like you'd lose those scallops. So what Linda, our former Janome educator, who's now a dealer at the Sewing Cafe in Georgetown, Ontario, Linda overlapped the body here of the little camisole, and she overlapped the edge of the lace, and she used her cover hem, and again, you can tell by those two parallel rows of stitching, so uniform, so beautiful. And then on the back side, again, you can see the little kind of chain stitch like in between. Again, that looks like a serger. So I can tell just by examining the stitches that, she used the cover hem machine for this. So what a great application that is. So simple, so easy. You can even do this with a ready-made camisole that you want to embellish. Again, get some beautiful lace. There is a little bit of stretch to this lace. So get some stretch lace, lay it on top of your camisole, do your cover stitch, and then you can go in and trim that edge of the camisole underneath. So how beautiful is that? Simple, easy to do. So that's what you can do with your cover hem. Or how about, adding some elastic? And again, we can always tell, look at those two rows. In this case, there's 2 rows of stitching, but beautiful even rows of stitching. And then because it's got, again, that kind of serger stitch on the backside, then lots of stretch built into it. So it's ideal for applying elastic. So how cute is that? And then, of course, hemmed. In this case, it was used with 2 needles. So the nice thing about the CoverPro CPX 1000, as I'm demoing here today, or with our CPX 2000, they both have 3 needles in them. So you can remove the middle needle, for example, and use the right and the left needle. That'll be 6 millimeters wide. Or you could remove the left needle and do the middle needle and the right needle, and that's 3 millimeters wide. Or you could remove the right needle and do the left needle and the center needle. That is also 3 millimeters wide. So there's lots of options of what you can do with your cover hem machine. Now, how cute is that? This cute little girl's outfit here. And again, even you can apply this tape around the neckline. Beautiful. Again, we can tell with that kind of serger stitch on the back that it was on the cover hem machine. In this case, this is quite wide between the needles. So then I know it was the center needle was removed, and this was using the left needle and the right needle. So that is great. And we also use the tape binder for this, which I'll show you in just a minute. So cute little embellishments you can do. Very simple and easy. And you can even use, some decorative floss, some decorative threads. It doesn't just have to be regular serger threads. You can use some decorative threads as well. So that's great. And again, so many things you can do Or how about this? Because there's so much versatility. You can even do some decorative things with your cover hem machine. It's not just for hem. So many times people say, oh, is it just for hemming? Well, no, look at this, using some beautiful, again, like floss or some decorative threads. Do all this decorating here using, this would be sort of the back side, the wrong side, but instead, hey, you want to use it as the right side. So how beautiful is that? And then on this was lined, so you don't see any of the stitching on the inside. But like, look at that for the strap. Like, how fun is that? And you can use your cover hem machine, again, either 3 needles or 2 needles, or in this case, with that chain stitch, there's 1 needle and the looper. So there's a lot of, again, versatility that you can do. This infinity scarf, oh, I love to embellish fabric, and just using some multicolor thread. How cool is that? So here again, I wanted to use this. Typically the stitch would be on the wrong side, but now this is the right side. I want to use it using that multicolor thread to embellish the fabric. And then this little skinny stitch, this is called the chain stitch. So I'm using 1 needle and the looper to create just that one little chain stitch. This chain stitch, if you look at your bag of potatoes or like your cat litter, those bags are often sealed with that chain stitch. And you pull one thread and the whole thing comes apart. That's a chain stitch. So you can do that with your cover hem machine. And then that would be like the right side of the chain stitch. It just looks like, a row of stitching. That's technically the wrong side, but in this case, I wanted to show it off. And again, especially with that multicolor thread, look how gorgeous that looks. Oh, hello. Oh, Princess Leia and Evelyn, hello. It is great to see you all. Oh, thank you for joining me. So you can use your cover hem machine for decorative purposes as well. It's not just functional hemming your garments. So that's an infinity scarf, and again, a great way to use up scraps as well. I love it. But here as well, this is another of Linda's ingenious creations. She made this dress, I don't know how many years ago, but embellished it and did all these beautiful things. And around here at the collar, I can see, oh, this fringe detail was added. And then when I examined this stitching, oh, look, there is that cover hem stitch. Again, I see that the kind of ladder stitch of like a serger stitch. And then on this side, the right side, I see 2 even rows of stitching. So I know automatically that was made with a cover hem machine, like so ingenious. Here you can see it on the armhole as well, 2 parallel lines of stitching. And when I examine it, oh, yep, there's that chain stitch, that like ladder stitch on the wrong side. So I know, oh, this trim was put on with the cover hem machine. Now, I'm not sure if it was fringed first and then applied, or did she do the stitching first and then did all this fringe detail up to the stitching. But it's really fun. When I was a student, I studied fashion design at Sheridan College many, many years ago. I graduated 25 years ago. Can you believe it? Yes, where did the time go? But, I used to go to all these high-end department stores all around, certainly in the city. And I would examine, I would do exactly this. And I would look inside and, look under the collar and to see all these details. And then I would go home and, go back to school and try to mimic those designer details and how I could adapt them for my own, use, the garments I was making. So that's a really fun thing to do. So with your investigative eyes, you can see, oh, I can use my cover hem for some decorative purposes, more than just hemming my garments. So again, I could talk all day about this. Hello, Kathy Mortimer. Hello, hello. So I'll just give you the overview of the machine. So again, it looks very much like a serger, and then it's got the telescoping thread stand. Now these little holes up here, I was asked after I did the AT2000D presentation that you can go back on Janome HQ YouTube to review. These little extra holes here around the telescoping thread stand, like the mast across here. If your thread is particularly, slippery, free and it's jumping all around, then this is just an extra hole. You don't have to thread your thread through that. But again, if you find as you're serging using the machine and then this thread is kind of dancing around and maybe coming out of the thread guide, you can put it through that thread guide there, and that's going to stop it jumping out potentially. Now, I wanted to show this too. All Janome sergers, with the exception of the AT2000D, but all Janome sergers and Janome coverhem machines come threaded already. You get these little 4 cones of this green cones of, just all-purpose serger thread. So I say, when you get your serger right out of the box, when you get your coverhem right out of the box, all you have to do is plug it in. Now, I always recommend, of course, read your instruction manual that comes with it. This is really a great resource of information. And read your instruction manual, and as it goes through to tell you the various adjustments of your machine, then actually do it at your machine. Get a whole bunch of fabric swatches and cut it all up, and then start going over the adjustments of the machine with your manual while you're reading your manual. And again, you've got all this thread here to use. It, came free with your serger or with your coverhem machine. So use this to make all your samples as you're learning the machine and adjusting the machine. So that's great. When you're done, when you're done all of this thread, though, of course, our fabulous, as always, we've got our, this fabulous serger thread pack, again, available from your Janome dealer, of 4 neutrals. Or then we've got the fabulous Madeira Aero Lock. I've shown this a number of times in Janome HQ. Look at all that. Ooh, I always say it's like candy. So yes, of all neutrals, 4 of each color that you'll use the most. But then also, with this Madeira Aero Lock thread, it also comes in a variety of colors, so you can pretty much get any color you need. So you would use this thread on your serger and your coverhem machine. And then we also have, this fabulous Madeira Aero Flock, which is more textured thread. It's kind of fuzzy thread. This gives great coverage. This is polyester thread. Sometimes you hear the term woolly nylon. Well, this is actually woolly poly. So I've talked about this on previous Janome HQ Instagram lives, and I also have Facebook presentations from when I did Janome America Facebook lives, so they're back on the Janome HQ YouTube channel as well. I did several serger presentations, and I talked specifically about the variety of threads that you could use on your serger, which now you could also use on your coverhem machines. So, so those are fabulous options for threading. So, yes, then we go here through our color-coded thread guides, so that makes it nice and easy. And then over here, they've got a guide of what you set your various tensions at. This is your looper thread here, and then we have, in this case, 3 needles. We've got a right needle, a center needle, and a left needle. So this is, again, similar to a serger, but this is where it differs. On sergers, we have a lower and upper looper, but on the coverhem machines, we just have this lower looper. And then the others have, again, the 3 needles, whereas on a serger, we'll typically have 2 needles. So that is good, that they've got the color-coded guide here to help you out. And again, more instructions in the manual. Also similarities to your serger, and they've got a stitch length dial up here and differential feed dial here. So depending on your fabric, if you need a little bit more feeding of your fabric to prevent some stretching is when you would adjust the differential feed. Or if you find your fabric is puckering all up, then you, again, would adjust it to be a little less differential feed. So that, again, that they explain more in the manual. And I wanted to then show you, the secret. Threading is so simple. Again, I wish I had more time to go through everything for you. Threading is so simple because, look, there is thread guides all in here, color-coded thread guides, but especially this lower looper. This is just brilliant. as that comes through, your thread comes here for your lower looper, and then they come through this guide here, which then you just align. How simple. They just go through all of that. But this is the secret. You pull this knob, and then boom, that lower looper comes out just like that. So quick thread, 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 done. Click, done. Oh, it's so simple. There is no knife blade on this machine Terry is here. Hello, hello. There is no knife blade to your CoverHem machines. So that's also how they differ from a serger, where a serger will have the upper knife that will trim off your fabric. The CoverHem machines do not have that knife. Now, to make these 3 needles easier to thread, and you'll see then we've got the right needle, middle needle, and left needle. Included in your machine is this fabulous Janome needle threader. Now, these are available in separate blister packs, and I absolutely love these. The one side has the guide here that you will put your needle in, and as you're going to insert your needle, then that helps you position it. And then this side is the actual threader part. There's a little wire that you may be able to see there. So as you're coming down to thread these needles, then if this is my thread, I've got some big floss here, so hopefully you'll put it across the threader like that. This little triangle goes up to the top, and then when you are just over your needle and then push this through against the needle, and you'll see then that little wire comes out, and that's what pushes the thread through your needle. So they're really easy to find that way. Let's see. When Michael is done showing us all the ins and outs of the CoverPro, I was wondering if I could be directed and where to find a Janome seam ripper. It's on my Christmas wish list. Oh, fabulous. Evelyn, I would say certainly to double check with your fabulous Janome dealer to see what they have, and those dealers in your area. On the janome.ca website, there's a tab that says find a dealer, or where to buy, depending on which Janome site you're on. And there's a drop-down list of all the dealers in the area. So they may have just the seam ripper you're looking for in stock. There's a variety from which to choose. And speaking of seam rippers, then I will go, your CoverPro machine does not come with a seam ripper, but it does come with many other fabulous accessories, things like, the spool caps and the thread nets are great to use if you've got some thread that is, again, a little slippery. Then we've got the thread nets you can put around, and that way the thread is only going to thread up from the top. So that prevents it from like spooling around the bottom here. So the thread nets are great to use. And then, the tweezers are essential. Those are great to use. Again, the needle threaders, the little, brush, and the screwdrivers. Now, very importantly, a pack of needles. Now, yes, you will see on your, I will take this over. Ooh. You will see on your, just like on our sergers, on your CoverHem machine, it will advise you use only these EL times 705 needles, and you can use either the 8012 or the 9014. And in your CoverHem machine, you will get this fabulous pack of the Schmetz, and again, a brand that's been around. I think they've been around even longer than Janome. But yes, so overlock serger needles that they say EL705, and then there's the 2 different sizes, the 8020 and the 9014. Now, why it's important to use those EL needles is the CoverHem machine, because of the way the stitches form, the EL needles have an extra groove in them. All of our regular sewing machine needles have a groove at the front that we're all used to, but these EL needles have the groove to the back, and that's important because of the way, again, the stitches form. So you can get in a blister pack here Again, although it says Janome, like they're Schmetz needles actually, but yes, that they make these overlock needles for us. So you can get them in, again, this is the 8012, or then that's that combo pack of 8012 and 9014. But they are EL needles, so it's very important that you use these with your coverhem machine, as it says, CoverPro models. Very important, so that will do the correct stitch formation and that you will not get the skip stitches. If you find you're stitching around and you're getting some skip stitches, maybe it's time for a new needle, or maybe you just grabbed a regular Janome sewing machine needle, and you need those specific EL needles because of that extra groove in the back of them to get the proper stitch formation. Something else I wanted to point out too that we have on the coverhem machines is, as you're going over like those thicker, bulkier seams, particularly when you're hemming and, you're getting to that side seam, we've got this is your looper thread tension. So we can add a little bit extra just where we need it. As we're going over that seam, we can tighten this up. Normally it's set over here to the right, but just as we're going over like those thicker seams, we can help tighten the lower looper, and this is my lower looper right here. So yes, we can tighten it up this way, but a lot of times, again, we just need to tighten it as we're going over that, thicker side seam. So then here we can go from, right, and we would just click it over to the left to pull a little bit extra tighter in that looper, and that's going to stop us from skipping stitches. And again, more information in your manual as well. So yes, another fabulous feature of our coverhem machines, it has a free arm. So how cool is that? So when I'm going to take, this is again, purchased, you don't even have to start from scratch, but these are purchased pajama bottoms, and I find a lot of times the legs are just a little too long. So an ideal purpose for this coverhem machine, the CPX 1000 or CPX 2000, CPX 900, this is the leg of these pajama bottoms. And personally, I'm not a fond of this cuff, and these are way too long. So what I do is I cut off the cuff because, again, these are way too long anyway. And I personally, again, don't like that cuff. So I just cut it off. With my fabulous clips here, I have folded up my hem. And then what I'm going to do is actually remove the center needle. And very quickly, I'm going to, and we want to make sure this doesn't fall down. And I need to clip that thread. Now, very importantly, I've removed this needle. So what I can do until I'm ready to reinsert it is put it in my needle threader here. And again, if we're going to later come back and reinsert this needle, then this is how we do that. So it gives us the extra hand to get in there. But this way, I don't lose this needle. So isn't that cool? But make sure whenever you remove a needle, you get back in there and you tighten that little screw. I always suggest this on your serger as well. Get in there and tighten that little screw so you don't lose it. This thread I no longer need. I don't have to go back and unthread my whole needle. I'll just clip it off and leave it at that. But again, this free arm is so ideal. So I can get in there with my whole garment and raise up my foot and again get in there. Oh, I hope these clips are not going to be too thick. So I would get in there. Oh, maybe these clips are going to be a little too thick to go around. Oh, there. Perfect. So now, again, with that cover or with that free arm. So how perfect is this for little leggings? I've removed the center needle, so now I've got a 6mm wide hem stitching. So then I just go around, Very simple, very easy. Remove the clips as I go. One thing I like about the clips is I don't have to, worry about pins and sticking myself. And again, the nice thing is the CoverHem machine, it does not have a knife blade, so you don't have to worry about running over pins. But still, you shouldn't sew over pins. So when I come around and finish my hem, very simply, I remove. So if I was all the way back to the stitching, what I do is raise the foot, and I come in here with my handy stiletto, and I pull those threads, separate them there. Now, conveniently on the side of our machine, I think of pretty much almost every Janome machine, we have a thread cutter off to the side, and it's also a good place to hang up your threads there. So I just hang up my threads. And then I'm going to take this off the free arm, and I'm going to pull very quickly off to the back and then trim that looper thread. So there is my, the camera. There is my stitching. So by clipping off those threads and pulling it to the back, I've pulled the looper threader, or the looper thread to the back. So now I could either tie these threads, or I could thread a hand sewing needle and or a bodkin, and I could bury them back in through that chain. So I don't have to worry about, what the threads look like on that side. So that's a really cool way to finish them off. So there is my beautiful hem. And again, I could stitch a little closer to finish that edge off entirely. Or again, I come in with my cute little mini duckling scissors, and I trim my hem edge close to that line of stitching. So you can finish it off however you wish. But so simple, so quick and easy. You can totally customize, again, garments that you purchase as well. So great. My partner Joe, for example, is a little bit shorter, so sometimes I have to cut off the bottom bands of his t-shirts because they're a little long. So this is a great way to use that to get that same professional finish by having this dedicated CoverPro machine. And again, not only for hemming, but there's a lot of decorative things you can do as well. Now, of course, the time is racing by, but a few things I wanted to mention. Then yes, for your CoverPro machines, you can get this fabulous kit, which has an extension table, and they have a clear foot and an elastic gathering attachment. So for your cover hem machine, when people say, does it just do hems? There is so much you can do with it. So yes, I can get this cute little kit. I take the free arm extension out there. So now I've got this beautiful extension table. So great if I'm going to, do some hemming, do some decorative embellishments. I've got some more space here. The elastic gathering attachment comes with, and the clear view foot is great because you'll see at the tip here that it's clear. So then that really helps us as we're stitching around in a circle, hemming our garments. By having that clear toe, we can really see those stitches, so we get them lined up perfect. Again, I wish I had time to demonstrate all of this. But something else for your fabulous cover hem machine. I love using this tape stand. Now, I use this whenever I'm using the quilt binder attachment. This is a tape stand. And for even regular traditional binding, I love this. I roll up my binding here on the tape stand. So now it stays in place. It's not going all over the place. Usually I end up running over it, with my chair, or my cat plays with the binding. So even if I was doing traditional French fold binding, I would still use this tape stand. So you roll up your binding here, and as you're stitching it on, it just comes off so easily. Now, this tape stand was originally, it's a tape stand in the blister pack like this. And again, it initially was designed to use with our cover hem machines. But again, I end up using it with my regular quilt binder on my sewing machine as well. So the quilt binder I demoed on the, it was number 4 of Janome's awesome accessory countdown. You can go back and see that video on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. This is our quilt binder attachment as it clips into our sewing machine. And then this base plate is for the sewing machine, and then this is the binder attachment on top. But did you know, for your fabulous CoverHem machines, you can get a base plate that looks like this with a with a tape binder that looks like that. And the cool thing is there's different sizes. The quilt binder attachment for the sewing machine is 12 millimeters. That's about half of an inch. But this tape binder for the CoverPro machine, this is 8 millimeters. It finishes at 8 millimeters. So that is just over a quarter of an inch. So it's the same binder attachment, but it's a different base plate. So now you're able to interchange the binder part itself. If you already have the quilt binder for your sewing machine, you could take that binder portion and put it on this base plate, and vice versa. You could take this narrow quilt binder and put it on your quilt binder base plate for your sewing machine, so you can get a thinner binding, so you can interchange them. But first, you have to buy them, they come together as a kit. You can't just buy a base plate. They come together in the kit. So this is a tape binder for a 3 needle. There's tape binders for 2 needles. Again, there's so much you can do with your machine. And where you can also find out more information, your fabulous Janome Dealer, but also in your Janome Presser Foot Workbook. There is so you have the Presser Foot Workbook like this, but then there is also, a CoverHem Addendum. So you can purchase just this addendum. That is the CoverPro Accessories. So again, you'll see the tape binder is on the CoverHem machine, and that's what finishes the neck edge off, or the sleeve edge off of your garment, is by using this tape binder. So you're not binding a quilt, you're instead binding the neck edge of a garment, let's say. And again, it goes through all these accessories of what you can get for your CoverHem machine. And again, they're talking about that clear foot, so you see a little bit better where your stitches are. So there's so many things. The elastic gathering attachment, some more information here. There is a hem guide as well that you can get that will attach to the bed of your machine. So there's so many things that you can do with your CoverHem machine, and so many accessories that you could get, again, from your fabulous Janome Dealer. I wish I just had more time to tell you all. So yes, one thing I did want to point out is, again, like all Janome machines, they all start as a cast aluminum base. This you can see Mark, our technician, has started labeling all the skeletons for me. So this is for the 9400 and 9450 sewing machines. But again, all the machines start as a cast aluminum base, and then all the other pieces are added to it. So that is very good. That's why, again, they're stable and going to last forever, and they're, not jumping all over the table because they're very sturdy to begin with, and so much fun that you can have. Now, I also wanted to mention a couple of things. A good resource for your Janome CoverHem machine. Check out our Janome Life blog, but also check out the French blog is The Janome, and the fabulous Celine, our educator from Montreal, heads up that blog, and she's written a lot of posts of the CoverHem machines, and with translation software built into your computer, you can translate those posts instantly. So that's another good resource. Or even if you can't read all the French, but you can see the pictures of, what is being done. So there's a lot of resource, even if you just Google, Janome CoverHem machine, and a lot of resources will come up that way. So yes, that is your CoverHem machine in a nutshell. Again, there's so much more I could do, but I don't want to keep you too long. So yes, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me. That was such a whirlwind. But yes, it's wonderful to connect with you and to share the Janome love. And thank you, yes, for joining me today. And I wanted to mention Friday. I knew there was something else I needed to remind you all. Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Join us at the Janome Sewing Machines page. That is the Janome America Facebook page, Janome Sewing Machines. And our fabulous Tanya, Parts, Notions, and Accessories Coordinator, is going to be doing a Facebook Live with Janome America. Again, on Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page, 3 p.m. Eastern. And she will be here in the hot seat doing a presentation for you, showing a very cute little projects you can do very quickly and easily on a variety of Janome sewing machines too. So please join us at the Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page, 3 p.m. This coming Friday, which is the 12th, I think. No, the 11th. Yes. Friday the 11th. Again, I'm losing track of the days. There's so much going on now. But yes, thank you all for joining me. It's wonderful to see you and have a very fabulous day. Thank you. Bye.